Wakanda forever. Wakanda forever. Rest in power, Chadwick Boseman. Died way too soon, man. You know what I'm saying? Died way too soon. In commemoration, I think I'm gonna try to do the whole video in the Wakanda forever pose. You know what I'm saying? We're still gonna keep the same excitement. Still gonna keep the same energy. But hey guys, what it do? It's your boy Supreme Uchiha the God, man. We back at it. Hardcore Leveling Warrior. I know it's been time. I know it's been like 3-4 chapters, you know what I'm saying? I seen your comment, my boy, you know what I'm saying? You're not the only one. There's been a few people. Yo, bro, when you doing hardcore leveling? Where have you been? When ain't you doing hardcore leveling? But I'm back, baby. I'm back. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing Hardcore Leveling Warrior again. I left for a reason because, like, honestly, the shit was a little bit, I won't say boring, but it was kind of boring, bro. Like, not too much was happening. I don't know. It wasn't like super fun. You know what I'm saying? It was just a bunch of fights. And because it's a bunch of fights, there's not much to talk about. It's a bunch of characters I don't care about. It's a bunch of people that, like, barely been mentioned. You know, it was exciting to see Akira fight in the last chapter. That was kind of cool. Because we know that Akira is a beast. You know what I'm saying? And we know that he got defeated by Yopi. You know what I'm saying? So we know that Yopi beat him. And that's how he ended up super, super injured. So it's interesting. It's super interesting. But I'm excited. I'm excited to see. I still don't like, I know it was the Nightmare version of him, you know what I'm saying? But he's ranked like number 1, so he's obviously OP as shit. But I don't like Nightmare as a villain still. And I talked about this in my Will Webtoons Ever Get Better video. Nightmare as a villain is dead. The motivation is trash. The existence is boring. I think it took away from the story. I think Giga as a villain and the connection with Dark and the humans against humans, and then finding out that the NPCs were more valuable than some people saw them, and that they were essentially people too. I thought that was a much more interesting take for the story. You know what I'm saying? I thought they should have remained that, and maybe try to discover like the other parts of the world, and you know, the demon worlds and the dragons and all those things. You know what I'm saying? I think those were way more interesting. Bringing in Nightmare out of nowhere and No Name out of nowhere, who's supposed to be like the opposite of you know, Hardcore Leveling Warriors ex-leader, ex-leader essentially. Is kind of like one of those, it just felt, I don't know, it felt really, I don't want to say lazy, but it's just not compelling, bro. Like, we never met her like those, so why should we care? We never met none of these characters, so like we don't really care. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, and Nightmare is so boring. They're giving us no backstory, no real like thing to cling on to, and it's just the same characters fighting against the same characters, and that's just not, at least for me, I don't find that entertaining. I don't know about y'all. Like, it's like Sasuke versus Sasuke, or good Sasuke versus bad Sasuke. They have the same powers, they have the same everything, except the humans have no limits and the Nightmares do, essentially, type shit. You know, it's just like, it's unexciting, bro. I want to see these guys use the powers in interesting ways against other people, not against themselves. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I didn't, and one of the reasons I didn't want to make a video about it, because I just felt like I just had too much to complain about, and rather than enjoying the story. Like, we've been waiting for Ethan to come back for time. We know that Dark is pretty close to reaching Ethan, and yet, for some goddamn reason, it's just not, like, it's showing us 50 different fights that we don't care about. The next chapter seems to be another fight. It's another fight next chapter. You know what I'm saying? Who's fighting is number 2 versus number 2 and some other one. Like, I don't care, bro. I don't know these people. I don't care, bro. I only care about my main cast of heroes. The story was never like a Tower of God type story where the main character switches focus every now and then, and there's like, you know, there's different main characters for different arcs, and you know, it really tries to flesh them out. And for a while, I really thought Hardcore Leveling Warrior was better than a lot of these other webtoons, but currently in this arc is really not, bro. In this arc right here is kind of doo-doo, bro. I'm not gonna lie. It reminds me of like filler war arc Naruto, which is the worst part of Naruto all fucking time. And or even the time when he was on that boat for like 50 episodes. Shit was depressing. You know what I'm saying? And I hate Naruto. This is one of the reasons Naruto, even though it's one of my favorite all times animes, mangas of all time, will never ever ever be in my top 5 if I'm talking about the greatest. You just won't. One Piece is better. I don't even fault One Piece like those, but it's better. Objectively, it's better, man. You know what I'm saying? Naruto bit itself in the booty with all these dumbass fillers. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta include them as canon, bro. Like, the manga even has some goddamn fillers. Shit is annoying. But anyway, look, yeah, you know what I'm saying. So this is why I didn't really want to do a review on it, because I just felt like I was just gonna be complaining and moaning for the whole goddamn video, and I ain't really feel like doing those these days. You know what I'm saying? Not as much, unless like it's like constructive essay type shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I just feel like they need to get rid of Nightmare already and move on, because it hasn't been compelling. Nightmare hasn't won a single freaking fight since the story started. Really, like, you know what I'm saying? No compelling fights. And again, we don't care about these new dudes. We care about finding Ethan. That was the story plot. That was the archetype of what kickstarted season 2. Like, season 1, we had us 2 clear goals, and the story stuck through that, and that's what made season 1 so good. It was getting Ethan his powers back, which he failed to do, right? Essentially, even though they found kind of like a loop way roll around that shit. That was one of them, and then the other one was getting Dark to get the Giga Empire that rightfully kind of belongs to him. You know what I'm saying? Or winning it over by becoming the strongest Rango type shit. You know what I mean? And defeating Giga and all that shit. So, and then obviously Ethan was facing real life issues, which I miss. The real life parts of Hardcore Leveling Warrior made it so much more appealing. I know it never happened that much, but season 2 started off. Season 1 ended off in a lot of human moments, and season 2 started with a lot of human moments. And I don't know if the author knows this. Those are some of the best storytelling parts, like finding out how Ethan lives, how Sora lives, how Dark lives, and that he has superpowers in real life. Like, why is that not explored more? Like, my dude can see ghosts, like, legit type shit. Like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I just feel like when stories have better and bigger things to focus on, they should just do that. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, yes, I get that life throws wrenches in the road, which Nightmare might be a wrench, but that wrench, storytelling wise, should be get rid of as soon as possible, so that the story, narratively speaking, makes sense. Or it's also, you can just gloss over it and talk about, remember that one time this happened, boom. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to show us every single moment of every second until we reach that goddamn goal. We don't care. Skip a year, skip a few months, give us anecdotes. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is this shit? But that's all. That's my take on it, man. What do you guys think? I know a lot of people are still loving it. I am personally not loving this arc at all, because again, I just feel like Nightmare is not compelling. And yeah, you know what I'm saying? The demons also weren't compelling. I thought initially they started out very compelling until it repeated the same goddamn story like 3 times, and then it just lost its goddamn value. It's like, you do that shit once, it's cool. You do it twice in a row, it's like, bro, come on. It's right next to each other, bro. Save 80 chapters and put it back or some shit. I don't know. It's annoying, bro. I hate that shit. Anyways, been your boy Supreme Cheer to God. Wakanda forever. Chadwick, rest in power. In commemoration, I think I'm gonna do the whole week. I'm gonna focus on a video essay on Chadwick Boseman's career, and I'm gonna just talk about just the different roles he's played, and obviously the Black Panther role, which has impacted the Black community and superhero movies in a huge way, and has opened doors for so many opportunities for people, and has done so much, and it was one of his lifelong dreams to do that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy that he got to experience that. I'm happy that he really he got to live out his dream. You know what I'm saying? I know he didn't get to fully realize it because there was Black Panther 2 coming. There was a bunch of other movies coming. You know what I'm saying? And he's made 10 movies within the 4 years of him fighting cancer. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, and his family seemed to have been pretty prepped for it. So, like, you know, I'm happy that he died with his family, like in front of his family type shit, in a loving place. You know what I'm saying? In a loving circumstances, and you know, it's so sad to see, man. 43, too goddamn young, bro. Rest in peace. Rest in power. I'm out.